Movement is basically a think tank which calls for policies that include forced sterilization, that include the setting up of a white homeland, and of course include the setting up basically of policies that keep everyone away who is not white, who is not descendant from a European culture, and people who identify as white, whatever that actually means. So we are here to stand against that, and we are here to actually represent that diversity is what makes communities strong. And we are here to promote tolerance for each other and tolerance for difference. We don't want to keep people actually away from people who are different. We think that
celebration of difference.
we believe in celebration of difference. That's right. We believe in celebration of difference.
That's their plan. Everybody knows what the American Nazi Party is. Everybody knows what the Ku Klux Klan is. But National Policy Institute sounds like some boring office around here somewhere. Actually, they are white nationalists. And they are, even though they try to deny it, white supremacists. The scales fall, or the mask falls from the face very quickly. For example, on their own website, they sell books by people like Houston Stewart Chamberlain, a close friend and advisor to Adolf Hitler. Francis Parker Yockey, American Nazi sympathizer. And last year, they gave a memorial to Willis Carto, a lifelong Holocaust denier and all-around American neo-Nazi. So yeah, their diplomatic rhetoric, their nice clothes, their affable, media-friendly demeanor, that does not fool any of us, does it? No! They look to David Duke as an elder statesman. No! That's right, quite right. And I wouldn't put it past them to make common cause with the very violent bonehead gangs, not skinhead, the original skinheads were not racist, but bonehead gangs who commit hate crimes all around the country and elsewhere in the world. No! Damn right. So yeah, we know who they are, we know what they're up to. They talk about, a white ethno-state, and how could that possibly be achieved with that massive loss of life, and it would be horrible to begin with.
Fuck that!
Fuck that!
Yeah. Sounds good, everybody.
We say no to racist fear. Refugees are welcome here. We say no to racist fear. Refugees are welcome here. We say no to racist fear. Refugees are welcome here. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
Tell me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like. No Donald Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA. 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 Fascist, we will shut you down. 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 Fascist, we will shut you down.
So as you can see, I attended a peaceful protest against the National Policy Institute's annual gathering in DC. The National Policy Institute is a white nationalist and white supremacist organization which advocates for the establishment of a white ethno-state, which they believe can be achieved through a program of ethnic cleansing of all non-whites. The National Policy Institute is a part of a broader social movement known as the alt-right, which has existed at the fringe of the political spectrum for quite some time now, but which has really gained momentum and become more mainstream and normalized in the wake of Donald Trump's presidential election. The National Policy Institute has had their conference planned for a while, but they had been planning on using it as an opportunity to regroup and strategize for the future of their organization under what was presumed was going to be a Clinton presidency. And so after sort of the shocking victory of Donald Trump, the meeting was kept, but was transformed instead into a victory celebration of sorts. And so the immediate cause of this particular protest was to combat the hateful ideology of the National Policy Institute and the alt-right in general. But it's also taking place within the larger systemic context of anti-Trump protests that have been sweeping across the country. One aspect of this protest that I tried to capture in my videos and pictures was the diversity of the crowd. And what I mean by diversity here is diversity of different interests that the crowd was there on behalf of. So I saw signs for everything from Black Lives Matter to Stand with Standing Rock, immigration issues, just a variety of different issues. So that really stood out to me. And I wasn't able to conduct any formal interviews, but just in talking to some of the other protesters there, I heard two common motivations expressed for why people were there. So first was to show the National Policy Institute that their hateful and divisive rhetoric wasn't welcome here in DC, and that their presence here wouldn't be tolerated. And second, to express solidarity and support for the various communities that have been victimized by the NPI and the alt-right in general. And this second rationale was the one that really resonated most with me, and this is sort of the reason that I have been very interested in attending anti-Trump protests. Not because I have any desire to change the outcome of the election, or don't respect the outcome of the democratic process, but just to show the various different communities that have been victimized and attacked and marginalized by the Donald Trump campaign, that they're not alone, and that there are still plenty of Americans willing to stand up and advocate on their behalf, and to oppose the president-elect and soon-to-be president, should he actually try to enact any of the controversial, harmful policies that he has indicated he wants to. And so the main technique that was used to organize and mobilize this protest was through Facebook and social media. So the way I learned about the event was from a Facebook page that I follow had shared the event. And one interesting tactic that the organizers employed during the protest was that they were trying to sort of grow the movement for the future in what I thought was sort of an innovative way. So first, they passed around just a sign-up sheet for a mailing list, for an email list, which they're going to use to communicate future protests and other actions. And second, they also asked that everybody that had attended go home and speak with at least two friends or family members about the protest and sort of just spread the word and see if you could get at least two people to attend a protest with you in the future. And so, yeah. And just overall, this was sort of I felt like it was a really good experience for me overall. In the immediate aftermath of the election, I was sort of feeling a little down and pessimistic about the current state of affairs and about the future trajectory of the country, and also a lot of fear for many of my friends that are in less privileged societal positions than myself. And obviously, those anxieties and fears aren't completely gone, but attending this protest did give me sort of a sense of empowerment and solidarity, being around others that not only share the same views and outlooks, but are passionate about those views to actually get out there and mobilize on behalf of them. And so just being in part of that and feeling that sense of community has actually gave me sort of a little bit more of an optimistic outlook for the future.